What is going on, guys? I'm Thomas here, George D, coach of your San Francisco Arcaniners, here to bring you my GBA Season 7 Semifinals team builder against the Tampa Bay Luxrays, or Mono Tui. If you guys want to check him out, his link is in the description below. But without further ado, let me get right on into his team. Alright, so he has the Jirachi, the Buzzwole, the Zygarde 50%, the Roserade, the Mantine, the Torrent Greninja, the Florges, the Miltank, the Rhydon, the Salazzle, and the Bisharp. The big threats on his team against me are probably the Jirachi and the Buzzwole and the Zygarde. Torrent Greninja is a big threat, and the Salazzle is a big threat. The Miltank is a problem, but he did bring that the last time, so I don't know if he'll necessarily bring that again, but I do have a lot of prep for it this time. The Salazzle is a huge threat. Like, it can absolutely destroy my team. So we gotta prepare well for that. The Bisharp's not really too much of a problem against me. Torrent Greninja, if that thing starts getting off big hits against everything, if my Suicune gets weakened, if my Registeel gets weakened, I could basically just lose. And then Buzzwole, if it's Choice Scarf, could be a problem. If it's a bulk up variant, that could be a problem. But we have things to do. If it's not Choice Scarfed, I think I'm fine, just because my Togekiss does outspeed it, but I'll go into that more in the builder. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. So Water Doge is the first Pokemon I decided to bring. I think I brought Suicune almost every one of my last games. We got a Sub-Calm Mind variant on this time with Ice Beam and Scald. Coverage hits pretty much everything on his team, and the only thing that could possibly stop this set is if the Roserade is offensive, because if it's not an offensive spread, it won't even two-shot me after +1, and then Ice Beam on him is going to two-shot after +1. What else could stop me? I guess potentially the Buzzwole could stop me, depending on the spread it has. If it's at like +1 attack, then yeah, it could probably do a lot to me if I don't get the burn. A Jirachi could potentially Calm Mind next to me, and so could Florges. But if he doesn't bring Jirachi, then that's great. If the Buzzwole isn't some bulk upset, that's great. And if the Florges isn't Calm Mind, then this thing just does a lot of work against him. I have enough speed to outspeed Max Speed Bisharp, and then I think I have one after that as well, so I can creep a Buzzwole if it wants to try to outspeed me. If it wants to try to outspeed the Bisharp tier. And yeah, that's pretty much that mon right there. Pretty self-explanatory set. I sub, I Calm Mind, I click moves. Next, we got Registeel, and I do like this set a lot. I really like this Registeel set. So, we got the leftovers, obviously. It is a Stealth Rock, Curse, Aerial Ace, and an Earthquake set. I don't have Iron Head, because the only thing Iron Head actually will hit is the Florges, and the Florges can't touch me anyway. Even if it's Calm Mind, I can Calm Mind up next to it and just click Earthquake. After +2, I do about 49%, I think is the max roll. So yeah, that's pretty good, because I have a 100 investment in attack. I have an Impish Nature, so that I can survive a Hammer Arm off a Buzzwole after being at +1. I take only 50% from it, so I can take 2. And the 100 attack is so that the Aerial Ace will do a lot to Buzzwole, as well as, I think it KOs Jirachi at +1 with Earthquake. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it's for. If not, Oko's at +3, I believe. So that is what that is. And then the rest in Special Defense. With the Special Defense I have, I can survive a Fire Blast off a Timid Life Orb Salazzle. If it's a Choice Specs variant, I have like an 80% chance to survive. So it's kind of like in the air there, but I decided that the rest of my EV should be in Special Defense. And just make him impish, because that's what he wants to be. After that, we do so. Wait, I'm gonna explain my plan with this. I'm gonna try to lead with it. If it's Pokemon, if I look at his team and it could lead off well, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna set up my rocks. Probably gonna end up cursing up turn 2, and then we're gonna see how many mons I can break through before the Registeel actually does go down. So that is my plan with that. Next up, we do have the Mew with the Assault Vest. So I was thinking between Choice Scarf Mew and Assault Vest Mew. I did decide on Assault Vest in the end because I do have Choice Scarf and Mienshao. But I do have the Volt Switch, the Psychic, the Fire Blast, and the Ice Beam. With this set, I can hit pretty much everything on his team for close to super effective damage. The only things I can't hit for super effective damage are the Florges, the Miltank, and that's it. So those are the only two I can't hit for super effective. If he doesn't bring the Jirachi, this thing outspeeds pretty much everything on his team except for the Greninja and the Salazzle. So if he only brings one of those, that's good. If he decides not to bring the Florges, this thing absolutely tears through his team. I have the Volt Switch, so even if he wants to go into Zygarde on my Volt Switch, I can just switch up my moves to Ice Beam. And that was the main reason I didn't want to run the Choice Scarf. It would force me to run the U-turn, and then I don't have a move to hit the Greninja with like a good damage, or the Mantine if he decides to bring it for good damage. The Buzzwole can't take a Volt Switch really that well, so I did kind of want Volt Switch over U-turn there. And AV is just kind of better in my opinion. I can take hits off the Roserade if it's like a Scarfed variant. I can tank hits off the Mantine because I'm AV. I can tank hits off Greninja. I can take a Surf pretty easily. It does only like maybe 40% from a Life Orb set, and then a Dark Pulse is about 80, I think maybe 70 to 80. That was a strange beeping noise. I don't know what the hell that was, but so yeah, that is the Mew set right there, Captain. Next up, we got Samahata the Garchomp, Toxic Swords Dance, Earthquake, Dragon Claw with a nice little EV spread. So I have 164 in HP, I have 12 in attack, 252 in defense, 4 in special defense, and 76 Jolly Nature in speed. So, George, what the fuck type of a set is this? So, I have enough speed to outspeed a Jolly Buzzwole. I have a max defense and 164 speed or HP, and the reason I have 164 HP is so I hit 204, which means I survive 4 Seismic Tosses perfectly. I'll be at 4 HP after 4 Seismic Tosses. And I believe I had 164 at first because I had Substitute on this set, but now I have Toxic on it instead. So that's also a reason why, but I also do just like the way it takes the hits after having this spread. So max defense, so I can survive an Ice Punch on this spread from a Buzzwole. It does 94% at the max actually, which is really cool. It's very good because then I can get off nice little like 30% of damage twice because of the Rocky Helmet and the Rough Skin. The Bisharp doesn't do anything to me with Sucker Punch. The Rhydon can't touch me either. The Miltank is complete setup fodder. The Floor just dies. Not from +2 Earthquake, +3 it dies. But if I get off an Earthquake on him previously or any prior damage or rocks, +2 Earthquake does I think about 75 to 80%. So that's all the damage I need on that. The Roserade cannot really take an Earthquake. The Zygarde can't take a Dragon Claw. The Buzzwole can take hits, but can't deal hits back unless it locks itself into Ice Punch of its choice. And the Jirachi can't kill me with Ice Punch for shit. So that is the idea behind this set. The Toxic is for the Mantine and the Florges, for my Sub-Calm Mind Suicune to just come out and Calm Mind up, and so that they can't outstall me or anything like that. Yeah, that's pretty much this set. I think I explained it pretty well. I know the EVs are a tiny bit strange, but you guys will see what it does, I think, in the battle. Next up, I got Togekiss right here with the leftovers, the Serene Grace, Nasty Plot, Air Slash, the Fire Blast, and the Roost. Now, I do have max speed Timid with max special defense. You guys are not being deceived here with the 4 in HP. So the 4 in HP is just obviously to make that an odd number. Nasty Plot is so I get up to +2, and then I actually do about 40% at +2 to a Florges if it's not. No, about 45% to a max defensive Florges at +2. And if I get the flinch once, then it's game. Or no, it's not game except the floor just goes down. So But I still did not explain max special defense. So if I have max HP, that seems great, right? I have max HP, I can take hits, but that's not true. I can't take a hit off a Salazzle or a Roserade if they're offensive at 252 HP. However, I can take a Timid Life Orb Sludge Bomb off a Salazzle at 252 special defense. And I believe I have enough checks for the likes of Buzzwole, Zygarde, Jirachi, Miltank, all those Pokemon on the physical side for me to run this completely on the special side. It's very selective prep right here because it's not going to be doing much to his like physical attackers, but I do outspeed a lot of those as well. I do outspeed the Buzzwole, I do outspeed the Miltank, and yeah, so I'm just going to set up +2 and then just sweep his team with this thing. That is the plan at least, but the Greninja can also go for Ice Beam against me, and that does about 70% as well, I believe. So he can't kill me with anything. He can do a lot of damage with any of his special mons to me, but he can't kill me in one shot, and that's the big thing right there. Okay, let me move on to the last Pokemon, Panda. Mienshao has been getting a lot of usage these last few weeks, but it is for good reason. So I have Choice Scarf Mienshao with the High Jump Kick, the Poison Jab, the U-Turn, and the Aerial Ace with the Reckless ability. 180 speed so that I outspeed max speed Zygarde. I decided not to prep for Choice Scarf Jirachi. Could be a big mistake. I figured that either Jirachi's not going to come, or it's going to be more of a bulky spread to deal with Mew, possibly like a specially defensive spread, or physically defensive spread. But this thing right here, I have the 76 in defense, so I can take extreme speed off Zygarde better. Got the high jump kick, obviously. High jump kick with Reckless is incredibly powerful. I have the poison jab for the Florges. I have U-turn, so just U-turn out against like the Greninja and stuff, and then Aerial Ace is for the Buzzwole, and then high jump kick literally kills everything else on his team. So I don't really need to worry about this. This is the thing that I switch in on Torrent Greninja, on Salazzle, because it does like 75% with high jump kick to Salazzle. I do over half to any Jirachi variant. The Zygarde can't take a hit. The Roserade can't take a hit. The Mantine can take a hit, but it's like 40% to him, maybe even a tiny bit more. The floor just takes 40% from high jump kick, and then like 75% from poison jab. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it, guys. That is my team to take on the Tampa Bay Luxrays in the semifinals of the GBA Season 7. Let's see if we can get to the finals for the 3rd season in a row, and let's see if we can do the double. Alright guys, I'm Sub Thomas here, George, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!